Mastering Science Communication course hosted by the iGem Community Science Communication Network. This course will give you the opportunity to practice science communication, and it will help you not only in career development but also in your personal one by boosting your interpersonal and overall communication skills. Enjoy the video.
Hi, welcome to the social media training. My name is Isabel Mendoza. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for the Global Plan Council. And just a few words about me. I finished my PhD in biotechnology in 2013, and then I studied a master's in business innovation that opened the door for me, the opportunity to work at a consultancy. And I started managing social networks for science-related projects and organizations by 2016. Since 2018, I'm working for the Global Plan Council. And what's the Global Plan Council? It's a global coalition on plant science organizations that works to raise awareness about the importance of plant science for society and to build a sense of community for plant scientists. Our aim is to be recognized as a voice of reference for plant science and plant scientists at a global level. And for that, we put in motion lots of activities, many of them online. We have I would describe a quite strong social media presence with almost 35,000 followers. And that's why I think the iGem decided to invite us to give this short training on social media, which is I would say, one of our main tools to work with. So this is the lessons outline, and we will start by describing the social media landscape at a global scale. So the social media landscape is massive. I try to put together a comprehensive list on social media networks existing and working today, and I wasn't able to. So I ended up with a list with lists over 100 different platforms. So it's fair to say that the social media landscape is really, really massive. But the different platforms can be divided perhaps in three main structures. One could be described as the instant messaging one, with very popular platforms such as WhatsApp and WeChat, Telegram, and others. They are quite specific by country. The ones of preference by country. And before the pandemic, I would say that they would have been discarded as channels for science communication. But during and after the pandemic, they have revealed themselves as very powerful channels for disseminating information and misinformation. So I think it would be advisable to take them into account in any situation if you are deciding to go for this road on science communicating on social media. Another main group would be the professional networks. These are networks that are there to facilitate contact in professional environments. They are ones that are quite mainstream, like LinkedIn. Also, anyone from any profession can join, and others that are more appropriate for researchers, such as ResearchGate and Google Scholar, and others more specific on the field. So my advice for any scientist really would be to upload their CV to one of these platforms in order to make themselves findable for other colleagues to know them and know the work they are doing, or other or the general public. And then we have another main group of social media platforms that could be described more as general. They are the popular ones, and are the ones that allow scientists or anyone to connect with other accounts that could represent people or could represent organizations. And there is no need for these two different accounts to know each other. So the real people behind those accounts to run each other have a real relationships and the real world. And also most of these accounts they don't need, in order to read their content, it's not necessary to follow their accounts, which is normally necessary for the instant messaging platforms. The most populated social networks globally would be the 6 that appear here in the list. Number 1, Facebook, followed by YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, WeChat, and TikTok. One thing that I think it's a curious fact is that Twitter, which is recognized as the general platform of preference for, I would say, all scientists, together with perhaps Reddit, it's only the 14th most populated social network. So take this into account if your main aim when joining this the social media environment is to get in touch with people and with real people, the general public, and not other scientists. But this is the general image. If we take a closer look to the different countries around, some different big pointed countries around the world, as you can see here, there are strong difference, that you can find strong difference. Particularly, I want to point out the situation in China, that is kind of separate, or there is a kind of separation between the internet in mainland China and internet outside. Also, there are some platforms that can be visited from both sides of this internet separation, and I want to point out the TikTok in this for this particular issue. And then, as you can see in the other countries that I have highlighted, the most used platform is YouTube in all of them, except for Algeria. This is something to take into account also, and this happens because in Algeria and also other countries in the world, there is a speed limitation in the internet that doesn't allow the users to enjoy to full capacity some of the features of video streaming, and that's why. And that's one of the reasons why YouTube is not very implemented there. So when choosing the social media platform that you want to spend your time in, communicating, this is something that I would advise you to take into account. And for that, I will also advise you to think in advance about the type of content that you are willing to put your time into produce, and you are going to share through these different platforms. The main type of content to be shared through social media are text, images, videos, and audios, and links. But they are not all platforms are suitable for all these type of content. Some platforms are very specialized on the type of content that you are able to share efficiently, I would say. For example, YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat, they are mostly 95% focused on video content. And then there are other platforms that allow a mixture, such as Instagram, that allows to share images and videos alike. You can also share text, but the text that you share with an Instagram posting is not the main content. The main content are other images of the videos. But as always, there are some generalistic platforms that allows you to share any of this content, either text, images, videos, links, or a mixture of them all, such as Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and many others. So that's another thing to take into account. And in order to be most successful and efficient when choosing and using your social media, I highly advise you to learn about your social media landscape locally. And here is a very nice reference for you to do that. All the data that I have presented just now, I have taken from here. So second point of these lessons, I would like to talk to you about the drafting a very brief, very simple communication plan for your social media activities or your social media strategy. So there are many activities why scientists are on social media. I would highlight the ones pointed here. To manage your own reputation and wield influence with others, with organizations, to address the general public, to address policymakers directly in a first-person manner. Also to build networks, either to find new research partners or to find graduate students that might be willing to work with you. Also, some people use it to informally preview their works in progress by sharing preprints, for example. It's also very useful when you are looking to crowdfund your own research, to recruit volunteers if you are in this kind of research that demands citizen science involvement, and also to interact with people outside of the scientific field and discuss science in a bilateral dialogue without intermediates such as the press or other kinds of media. So in order to prepare your communication plan, this is my advice: just answer these very brief questions: the what, the when, the where, the who, and the how. What do I mean by that? So the what content do you want to share, and how much time do you want to spend to commit to this task? Why I say this? Because there are many different types of content that are shareable through social media. I already gave you the general idea, like text, images, videos, audios, links. But this can mean many things, really. So you can share links to your results and papers, or you can upload your own photographic videos that you have produced in your lab, your drawings. You can be sharing links to your website, private blog, or the website or blog of your laboratory. You can also use it to network with other scientists by interacting with their accounts and answering their questions, or posting your own questions, also engaging with the general public. So this type of content, sometimes it's more suitable for certain platforms and not for others. And this is just a suggestion I've made from this list into these 5 main 5 very big platforms that are chosen from time to time. So if you are planning to produce videos, take into account that they require a certain skill and certain time in order to record and edit. And the same goes for videos in YouTube or videos in TikTok that are very specific in nature. So, and just very three tips on how to manage your content on social media. First one, be kind. This is fundamental in order to be able to make a real connection with the other person on the other end of this interaction, or any interaction really. Then when we are talking about science communication and scientific communication, it is I would say mandatory, but it's really necessary to publish only verified and relevant information to the topic you are discussing, in order to be able to just share scientific truth, I would say, and not just opinions. And then the third one, when curating your content, and take into account that the message, format, and language are equally important. So it doesn't really matter if you have all the facts and you have all the knowledge, if the format you are sharing this knowledge is not appealing, and the language is difficult to understand, or imagine you want to have to disseminate some content with some local people of your on your location, and you use English as a language and not your local language. So that would be a failure as well. The when. What is the right time to share your content? This is critical. Many people, especially when you just landed on your new social media, don't realize it. But most people check their social media accounts, no matter when, no matter which one. I mean, they check it, especially very early in the morning, just after they wake up, or at lunchtime. And it happens very often, and especially in Twitter, if you share something late at night, nobody would read it, and that's discouraging. So think about the when, and then that is one point, and the other is how often you should post on your account. Frequency at which they should be released differs from one platform to other. So it is necessary to think about it also on this fact when deciding which is the right platform for you, depending on the time you have available to invest here. Then the where, that will be which platform will you use. I think this is probably the first question that you have to answer yourself, but all the other questions will inform the where at the end. So the who will be in charge of these social media platforms. This is important in case you are a team. So my advice would be to put someone in charge. And the who also, who is your target audience? So there are different audiences in all these different platforms, and you need to know them. So if you want to engage with teenagers and you go and open a page on Facebook, that will be a failure. So this is something that you have to take into account well in advance. In case you want to engage with other audiences, maybe Facebook is your place. If you want to engage with other scientists, maybe just go to Twitter. Or if you want to engage with a more general audience, maybe you can choose between Instagram, WeChat, WhatsApp, or YouTube. Or if you want to go for a more youthful youthful audience, then TikTok is might be your platform of choice. So think about the who, think about the audience you want to reach. And finally, the how. What impact do you want to have, and how will you assess it? And which language will you use for your target audience? I have already mentioned this last part. So when choosing your audience, as a wrap up, you have to answer these three points as a summary. Which platforms are available, and which ones are more used on your location? Which kind of content will you be sharing, and which audience are you looking to reach? And how much time are you willing to invest on managing your social media? We are now reaching the third point, tools and resources. Regarding the tools for time managing the time of your posting. So in this way, these tools allow you to write your posting, your social media post, to prepare it, arrange it with all the links, the emojis, the videos, images that are necessary well in advance, and you have the ability to program them, because if you realize that, well, the best time to posting is 8 a.m., do I really now need to be at 8 a.m. every day posting my contributions to social media? Maybe not, but maybe depending on your arrangement, you don't need this. You might not need these tools, but I would advise you at least to try them and learn how to use them, because once you do, you will realize that are very useful. So some platforms that have these features already embedded in them such in Twitter, you have this little feature that allows you to set up the time update or end date of the release of your tweet. And in Meta, this new company that encompasses Facebook and Instagram, it has a business Meta business suite that allows you also to do this programming for your Facebook page and your Instagram account. But your Instagram account needs to be a business account, which is it's easy to set up. You just need to reach the 100 followers, and then you can apply, and you will get it. So it's no big deal. And then there are other tools that are paid tools, or at least the most popular one is Hootsuite. That you can integrate many different channels there. It could be different YouTube, different Twitter accounts, Facebook pages, Instagram accounts, and then you can curate in that environment the different postings, and curate the same posting for different for the language required for Twitter, the language required for Instagram, and curate them there and set the different timestamps. Buffer is very similar, and they have a free plan. So in Hootsuite, all the plans are paid. You have a trial, but actually all the plans are payable. In Buffer, you have a free account, a free plan that allows you to try for a longer period before going to a paid account. Buffer is the one that I use, to be honest. So some other resources in order to make your content more appealing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter in which platform you are working. It has been already proven that the postings with images, with any kind of media, really, it's more read that the plain text or the plain links. So enrich your postings. And for that, I have brought you some resources. For the images, you will have, there are many free databases that could be used. There are also paid databases. And I have included here a couple of names. Pixabay, Wikimedia, that is probably you all know. This is, they are free. And most of the images there, they are free of copyright. And then I have also included a link with more resources in case you need it. Then I'm very fond of the GIF resources, and there are also some databases that Giphy that allows you to use some prepared GIFs, and then Canva and Gipsky. Gipsky is an app for Apple, but I'm sure there are also other apps that are available for PCs that allow you to build your own GIF from scratch. And then if you decide to go and do videos, think about enrich them with some sound, some music in the background, maybe, or depending. So I have included here one resource that is freemium. It has Epic sound. There are some musics there that could be used free of charge with no copyright, but also you can upgrade and have some other more interesting music embed in your videos. And then also take into account that on platform in Instagram, YouTube, and in TikTok, you can use some music that is already there in their database. So let's talk for the end. Let's talk about performance. Why measuring your performance on social media is important. Maybe you might be thinking, well, I'm going to set up an account, but it's going to be just me. I don't want to be professionalized here. Why do I need to measure my own performance? It's going to take time, and I don't have the time. well, I would say it's very useful in order to learn how to use something, to be able to qualify if you are doing it no, not good, but at least better than yesterday. So it would allow you to understand what is working of the time, whatever the time you are putting into managing your social media, what is working and what is not working, in order to prioritize what works better for you. Then and then make changes when needed. Maybe you are posting at a particular time of the day that nobody is there, so nobody is viewing your postings, and that's a shame. So you can make changes there. And also would allow you, if you are like me and you monitorize your activity in a professional way, it also allows you to understand when changes occur in the different algorithms, in the different platforms. And this way it also helps you make changes faster because if your performance drops dramatically, it takes many months in order to recover. So my advice here, it would be learn to use the different analytics. There are in-house in most, I would say, in all of the platforms that I have used, and I have used many of the ones that I have mentioned here. So, and the main analytics, you get a lot of numbers there, but this is the three that you have to focus on. The number of followers, that indicates you how many people are interested in your updates. The number of views or reach, it depends. I mean, it's slightly different, but it's more or less the same. And it indicates you how many people have seen your content. So it can help you compare the same posting that you did on one platform with another platform, and it allows you also to compare within a platform one time with the other. And then finally, the engagement, that indicates how many people from the ones who view your content, how many people are really interacted. They were interested enough to interact with your content in some way. So some more resources I have included here too, that we have produced at the Global Plan Council. One that's, I would say, a very interesting video on science communication on social media and online in general. And that was a debate between me, I was moderating, and two other scientists that work with one foot on research and the other foot on communication, and how we deal with the different problems that we encounter. That one is in English. And then we have a playlist that on science communication in Spanish as well. We have two videos. One that is very broad on science communication online, not just on social media. And the other one is also a debate with two influencers, scientific influencers, one from Spain and the other one from Argentina, to give the view from both sides of the Atlantic in Spanish. And then I have included here another, I think, a very interesting resource, that is a social media kit that was prepared by the Quest project. That was a European Commission funded project on science communication, and they have created a social media kit that entails a podcast, different checklists, different quality indicators that will help you, not with the hardware of the social media that I have been focusing on, but more on the software of the social media, on the storytelling and the content that is more successful, and on the different channels, and that allows you to really connect with the people on the other side of the screen. So thank you so much, and this is my details for contact. if necessary, my email and the website of the Global Plan Council if you want to visit, and some of our social media channels. So this is my short task for you. I suggest you to write a short communication plan of your current or future social media strategy. Just one page, brainstorming with yourself and answer the why you want to be on social media, communicating your science, where, which platforms are you thinking of or joining, the what time of content are you going to share, when is the perfect timing for publishing in the different platforms that you choose, who is going to be in charge, who is going to be your audience, and how you're going to manage. And that's it. There you have my email account in case you have doubts or when you want to submit your short task. See you soon.
Thank you for watching. If you want to see more, follow the Mastering Science Communication playlist and check out the course website linked in the description box. The instructions for the task can be found both in the video description as well as on the website. Remember to submit your SciComm portfolio after completing all the assignments, and if you have any questions on how to submit your portfolio, check out the introduction video or email us at scicom@igem.org.